All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh Juice, an indie game podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tommy Fresh, and joined, as always, it is...
Matty Juice. What is going on, everybody? Episode 101. So this is going to be an
101.
episode all about 101s.
The basics.
The basics of anything. So you guys have submitted your topics. No, we're not doing that. But how you doing, Tommy? How's it going on the other side of episode 100? How you feeling?
I am good. I had a long weekend. Holy moly, did I have a long weekend. I, like, it was one of those long weekends where you just felt like I might just pass out at any given point, right? And that's because what did I even do? I don't. So Monday I had to go out to Hershey for work, right? Out to Hershey. We were hosting a wholesaler at work, so had to entertain them all day, right? That was fun, but like that's like first of all really mentally draining,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got to drive 2 hours home afterwards. So I do that. It was crazy. I'm like, all right, I'm super tired. And then Saturday, oh man, we gotta wake up mad early because we are going to the Renaissance Fair. Renaissance, the Renaissance Fair, up in I guess like Hudson Valley area, New York. So wake up mad early on Sat. So that was the work was Friday. Wake up mad early on Saturday or yeah Saturday. I'm losing it. No, Saturday. So wake up, drive almost 2 hours. I guess it's like hour 40 to the Renaissance Fair. We get there nice, bright and early, and never been to the Renaissance Fair. It's interesting. It's something that we enjoyed, I think, but it was a long day because you're walking around. It was hot. It was like it's like almost October and it's still hot out, which
Mm-hmm.
is very annoying here in the Northeast. So it's like hot. I'm wearing a costume and whatever. It's fine, you know. Just kind of walked around, did some Renaissance Fair stuff. We did like a bar crawl thing where these kind of minstrel thing people like they just walk around and they were saying dirty jokes and stuff like that. That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but it was all right. So then we drive home and like we're just like, oh my god, so exhausted. I'm like, well, hopefully we can sleep in on Sunday. Nope, I signed up for a 5K on Sunday in Philadelphia. I you know for my friend, support some childhood cancer. So obviously that was a priority. But wake up mad early again. Got to get down to Philly before 8 a.m. on Sunday. Park. I'm running late. I'm running from the parking lot to the art museum. I felt like Rocky, um, except not as in shape. And I make it there in time, and then I run the 5K. And listen, I tell you what, I guess like on average I'll run a 5K every 2 years. The past 2 years I've done this one,
Mm-hmm.
twice. So like that bumped up the average. But every year you get older, it gets harder. I don't know
Yeah, I can
if I'm
imagine.
still hurting. I'm still hurting. So
I
that
mean,
was my
5,000
day,
miles,
my weekend.
that's
yeah,
that's a lot. It's a
yeah,
lot.
I get it. I get it. But yeah, that was my weekend. It was just so much, a lot of stuff. Got to see a lot of cool people, but like I was kind of brain dead. Yes, like last night, and then like even today, I was slow moving because last night I don't know. I stayed up to watch the Packers game, which went into overtime and ended in a tie.
Yep.
So that was awesome. And I was so mad. I mean, not even mad. It could have been worse. Could have lost, but it's 2 weeks in a row my football team loses because we let a blocked kick happen,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's very frustrating. We could easily be 4-0, but two block kicks.
Yeah.
That we let happen.
And
And
I why not that this is not a football podcast, but I don't believe games should end in a tie in the regular season. Just
yeah,
I mean, why? Why are they ending in a tie? Just let them keep going
um,
until someone wins.
yeah, I don't know why not, or why they don't do it. It probably has to do because it doesn't make sense. You're right, because like baseball will go until somebody wins.
Yeah.
Um, soccer in important games will go to shootout. Although, and same with hockey, I guess. I mean, there's ties in soccer and hockey pretty often, I guess.
Yeah.
But football seems like we could easily, since there's only 17 games in the season, each game is very important. As opposed to baseball or even like hockey, where there's a lot more games. There should be at least a tiebreaker at the end.
Yeah.
Whether it's listen,
We need a
people
shootout,
are
you know?
shootout,
Like a
field
kicker
goal
shootout.
shootout.
Yeah, a kicker shootout.
Although I'm glad we didn't have that because Dallas's kicker is the best in the league, so that would have been not good. But it is what it is. It's a new week. It's a new day, and I'm excited to talk some games with you. How was your
Yeah.
weekend?
Yeah, it was good. Just watching the baby. We went out to a state park, which was nice. Kind of did a little stroll around there. She's been getting like less fussy, which is good because she was getting a little
Nice.
fussy there for a few days and kind of inconsolable for certain things. But yeah, she's been doing better. Just been doing like dad duty, staying up till like 3 a.m. every night, just playing some games because I'm on baby watch. And yeah, watched some football yesterday. Eagles like to give me a heart attack in every game, apparently, even ones where they should have just been a blowout. Um, but is what it is. They're 4-0, so I'm happy about that. But we'll see if they can keep it up. And yeah, I haven't really been doing too much. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really kind of popped up. We watched a new movie called I don't know how new it is. It's called the Thursday Murder Club. It's like Netflix. It's like these people that it's like a Knives Out, but it's with like elderly people that live at like um like a nursing home or whatever, and they have a club every Thursday where they try to solve cold cases from the police, but then there's an actual murder that happens or whatever, a fresh
Was it
one.
with a club?
Yes, it's always that's the weirdest thing. It's always with a club. It's always at the club too. Uh
Nice.
but with a club sandwich. And no, but yeah, it was fine. It was okay. Um and we've been also watching a new season of Slow Horses, which is a great show. If anyone has not checked it out, Gary Oldman's awesome in it. Really solid show. I think I've wrecked it before, but yeah, I haven't been really doing too much other than kind of playing some survival games, on baby duty, watching TV. I will say that more recently, I've started watching more of this YouTube channel called Outdoor Boys, which is a very popular one. That they he kind of stopped making videos a few months ago, but essentially, it's this guy that does like solo, like bushcraft camping in like the Alaska wilderness. He's very popular, so a lot of people probably know him. But I decided to show Maria last night because I was like, I think you might like this, and we just ended up binging a bunch of his videos because it's just like so. I mean, it's educational, but it's just like so interesting seeing someone try to like camp out in this like winter, environment. So that's been I've been watching some of that late into the night as well. But yeah, haven't really been doing too much else other than just kind of being a homebody, you know?
That's all right. A
Yeah.
homeboy at home at home. You know,
Mhm.
that's I don't know.
That's
Yeah, I've
me.
heard of this outdoor boys thing. I mean, I always get TikToks that kind of like are clips from it or like are insinuate or not insinuating, kind of like giving a nod to the outdoor boys. So
Yeah.
Supposed to be really good. Is it over? I thought that it was like done.
Yeah, so he put a video up a few months ago, kind of just saying that, like, I don't know if it's goodbye for now, or I don't know if it'll eventually come back, but I think he just wanted to spend more time with his family and stuff, because obviously those sort of videos probably take a good amount of time to go out, and you got to spend a week out in the wilderness or whatever. And sometimes he would have his kids with him, but he just wanted to be more present. And I think he said he's made enough money from it, and, like, he doesn't need to
Hmm.
keep doing them. Plus, it's also like very physically taxing
Yeah.
doing all that sort of stuff, and he's getting older. So yeah, that was just kind of the reasoning. But he has a huge like repository of videos though, so we just kind of been going through like the old ones, and it's very entertaining. I love watching that sort of stuff. For whatever reason, I've watched a guy walk across England in a straight line, like those kind of those videos. I don't know. It's like the wilderness kind of
Yeah.
videos are like, as long as they're authentic, because there's a lot of creators out there where it's like they're not. I'm really into the like authentic, you know, kind of like survival in real life.
I
I'm
think
going
you
from
had there's
game. There's
you like
something
a certain thing.
apparently, yeah. It's very interesting. So yeah, but
Hey,
you know,
listen, you're what you eat, as they say. But we got a great episode for you all today. We're kind of transitioning into this alternating podcast schedule where one week we will review a game, and then another we will kind of just like chat, talk about games in general, and some upcoming stuff that just came out, news, yada yada yada. And then that gives us more time to play the games that we want to review. A little bit more, like just more, so that we
yeah.
we have more time to think about it and give probably a better review than maybe we had been giving before. And it's just easier that way for us too, because we have busy lives and stuff like that. So if you like this, comment below. If you don't, shut your mouth, because we're doing it how we want to do it, no matter what, because it's our podcast. But we do have some news. Fresh Juice Discord, free to join. It's in the show notes below. Check it out. It's a good way to interact with us, recommend games, give listener questions, which we get to at the end of the show, and just chat and hang out. Now, we're going to start, what do you think, with notable releases this week? We had some big ones.
Yeah, we did.
Some big ones. The first one was Clover Pit, which, hey, listen, I think I just saw somebody put out a video the other day that just said, like on YouTube, I just saw everything's Balatro now. It's a whole new genre. It really is. And Clover Pit is in that realm. It is a slot machine, kind of memey, like I guess kind of like big number go up game. The I think it was a Next Fest where the demo originally was, had a lot of hype to it. And then I believe this was also a game that was slated to release on Silksong's release date, and it got pushed
Mm.
to this past week. Looks pretty cool. Like it's something that I probably would enjoy, and it's on my wish list. It's got good reviews so far. It's fun. I love these kinds of games. I mean, we love Ballionaire. We obviously love Balatro. So it's just more of this. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I actually I was watching Northern Lion put out a video of him playing this, so I watched him play a good amount of it, and he also this video like he had previously played like 5 hours of it on stream, so he's hopping into the video like with all this terminology and all this stuff. He's like, "Yeah, you got to go over here," and I'm like, "What is this game? Like, what is this?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a trap door. If you lose, you die. You fall down there." He's like, you can open this up. There could be a limb in there. I'm like, what is this? So this is definitely like I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't think of like how sinister the theme of the game is. Um, but yeah, it seems, one of those like number kind of go up games. It's got like a good amount of variables to it as well, because in my mind, when I think about like a slot machine, I'm just like, oh, this is just like RNG, right? Like what,
Mm-hmm.
how fun could this be, like doing runs of this? But there are so many different variables that can make each run a lot of fun. Like you can do different like builds for your runs, just like you can with like any other game that's kind of in this genre. But then of course you still have like your there's a board on the left and the board on the right of like this is how many points you get for like this combination, and then this is the multiplier that you get, just like you kind of get with a normal slot machine. So yeah, this has my interest as well. It's actually on sale right now, I think, too, for what is it, like 10% off, something like that. Yeah, 10% off. So it's eight
Yeah.
ninety nine at the moment. So I'm like tempted to like pick it up because I keep seeing, um, just good reviews about it. And I didn't realize how much depth would be there with a game like this, because I'm just thinking, oh, it's just like slot machines or whatever. But yeah, it seems interesting. I don't know how I feel yet about, with a game like Balatro or like Billionaire. You're not
Mm-hmm.
like moving around in like a 3D space. So this is like the first time I'm like kind of seeing that. And I'm like, I'm sure I get used to it, but I will say, like, seeing it first, like in a video, I was kind of like, like, just seems like almost like tedious to have to like
Mm.
turn and look at all these different things. It also makes me think, okay, would this ever be on mobile because of the way that this is kind of built? Does it need to be like that? But I understand I guess it's part of like the theme and the atmosphere of like where like why you're doing these things and what the consequences could be. But
Mm-hmm.
um, that was the only thing. The weird thing with this game is that for whatever reason, like I didn't expect it to be like you moving around this little 3D space, like interacting with all these different menus and then the slot machine. But I haven't played it yet, so I'm sure it's not really an issue, but I feel like it would just take me a little bit to get used to that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the aesthetics of the game, like it harks back to like what that PS1 era, you know. Um,
Mhm.
and it's not something I have a lot of nostalgia for, so I don't know if it, like when I originally saw it, I didn't grab me, but I know that I like games like Balatro and Billionaires, so it is something that's on my wish list. And yeah, it's good to see
Yep.
it's off to a roaring start. Next one I saw, I didn't know much about this, but it's doing really well review wise, like overwhelmingly positive. This is Mars first logistics, kind of released, I guess, in 1.0. And this, I guess, is like some kind of
Whoa! I did not expect that for some reason. I haven't seen this game at all.
yeah, it's like a kind of like a, I don't know if it's like survival. It's like a toolbox sandbox kind of game that just has such a cool like art style. It's kind of reminds me of that game Sable. It looks awesome, to be honest with you. It's like what is going on with this game? Um, yeah, I just saw that it released and it was like it had like overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I was like, oh, what is this game? I hadn't even heard of it.
Mhm.
It looks awesome. It looks so cool. I guess, like the kids, man, they just like to build. The children yearn for the mines, and this feels like another kind of sandboxy game that people are gonna kind of really take to. It looks neat.
Yeah, it definitely, like, it seems so interesting. It almost reminds me of like Legos and like Roller Coaster Tycoon
Hmm.
kind of put together, but like but still different. Like I'm getting like Roblox vibes. Like it seems like it kind of like a build your own sort of experience kind of game. And I had not heard of this one. For whatever reason, I just did not expect it to look like this when you linked it here. But yeah, it seems really cool. It's actually Outer Sloth is a publisher. I believe Outer Sloth is, let me just check on that. Um, am I thinking of a different top seller? Maybe I'm thinking of a different publisher. I thought they were related to Among Us, but that must be uh, a different type of sloth. That's Inner Sloth. Sorry. So there's Outer Sloth and Inner Sloth. So this is not related to Among Us publishing at all. But yeah, this seems really interesting. 11.99, 40% off right now. Um, Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
physics
great
kind of.
price too.
Yeah, it really is for what this could be. And plus, this is the 1.0 update too.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they had a really quick early access period. Um, I'm not really sure, but
I'm not sure how long. I think it just released in 1.0. No,
yeah.
it's been in early access for a while.
Oh, it has. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
like a few years now. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it seems really cool. So I might give this a whirl. Good find here, Tommy.
Yeah. What is this game that you put in the show notes? Messenger.
Yeah, so this one, this what you actually linked reminded me of this. So I found this randomly on Twitter, and I don't know if this is going to be kind of a new brand of game or a new way to experience games, but I actually played this on my phone. It
Hmm.
just opens in the browser. It's just called Messenger, and so you click begin. Right, we're taking a look right now if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, but you essentially are just this messenger, kind of postal worker, kind of messenger person on this almost like Super Mario Galaxy kind of planet, right? Where you can kind of walk fully around the planet and you're just kind of doing these little quests, delivering certain things. But this is all
Hmm.
running within the browser and it
That's
runs like
crazy.
it's very smooth. You can like turn the music off. You can like, the animations are really great. Like you would never think that this was running like in your browser. And I forget exactly what it uses, but it definitely has like a it's some sort of new technology I think that it's using to be able to run this sort of thing in the browser. But just the art style here kind of remind like of that Mars Logistics game that you linked. It kind of reminded me of this, and also what was that other game? Dungeons of
Mm-hmm.
Hindenburg. That this reminded me of as well. But I don't know, just kind of wanted to bring it up. I mean, it's a very simple game, but it also, I don't know, it's just really impressive that this can just run like I was playing in my browser on my phone and everything ran super smooth. I didn't think it would actually work on my phone. I figured I had to be on the computer, but no, yeah, it's cool. It's at messenger.abeto.co. It'll be in the description, of course, as well, in case people want to check it out. So I don't know if this is just like a proof of concept, maybe for like a bigger game that's planned. But it seems it was like all over my Twitter feed for like a day, and I was like, all right, let me go check this out. Yeah, it just was something a little different that I didn't expect to run so well.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, I guess I'll be playing that later tonight when I'm in bed.
There you go.
Yeah, really cool, really cool. Yeah, it's strange. I hadn't seen it, but I'm not really on Twitter right now. So, yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. Now, should we talk about the biggest release of 1.0?
Let's
Or
do
in,
it.
yeah, Hades 2 is now out on in 1.0, and I think it launched on like Nintendo. Um, I haven't played it yet. It's loaded up in my queue to play. I loved Hades 1, and I wanted to avoid early access on Hades 2 just because I don't know, it feels weird to me. I don't need to be a part of the early access of games like this. I just want to play the full shebang, right? And I do know a lot of people that played a lot of early access and then kind of shelved it until 1.0. And the general consensus is the amount of polish on an already great game in early access that has been put into this is incredible. And this is just another, it's like it shows that Hades 1 was not a fluke and that Hades 2 is, quickly becoming arguably one of the best series, right? If they continue to make these great games in the Hades universe, this could be one of the best indie franchises that we have. I mean, this is, you know, back to back bangers is really, really cool. I questioned it going into early access, and from what I could tell, this is going to be a proof of concept on how to do early access right. You know, uh, present a good game that like is clearly going to be great, but is going to need polish, and we're going to need feedback, right? So it wasn't stuck in early access hell, which is nice, and the 1.0 is clearly a huge success. So really excited to dig into this. There's a lot going on here in terms of like, if we want to talk about Metacritic stuff, but what are your thoughts here first before we get into like, is this the year that game of the year is just a bunch of indies?
Yeah, no, this is I think you hit the nail on the head saying that like this is how early access should be done because I think there were a lot of people kind of scratching their heads at like why would Hades 2 be in early access? I think people have done the same thing with like Slay the Spire 2, right? Where it's supposed to like
Mm-hmm.
launch in early access. These games that have already had success with their first iteration, why would they need to be in early access for the second one? But I think, I'm someone that I play like a decent amount of early access games. I've definitely been burned on plenty of early access games where they either don't really listen to the community and they push it out in the 1.0 or they never reach 1.0 or it's just in early access for too long and the game ends up losing steam. So I think this game had like a great balance of like listening to community feedback, um using that time to polish the game and then also not spending too much time in early access where like if Hades 2 ended up releasing like a year or two from now, like how many people would be giving it such high scores? There'd probably be people that are like, yeah, didn't that game come out a few years ago? Like that's not um you know not anything that we're too excited about. Even if the game was really good, I feel like you can still kind of overstay your welcome when you're in early access. So yeah, it's great to see. This is what it should be used for. I think that uh, early access is it's never. I'm never like against it, just for the sake of it being early access. Like it was odd to me that Hades and Slay the Spire were entering early access, but at the same time, I also do like I understand that also in today's day and age, like if you release a game that isn't, it's in 1.0 and it's not well received right away, it's really hard to climb out of that. So it's almost like they
Mm-hmm.
bought themselves a little bit more time. I mean, you look at the games like No Man's Sky, where it's taken them years to really kind of get back into the good graces of, the gaming community. With a game like Hades that already was so well established, and you come out with Hades 2, and it's not that great, people are gonna like always be like, "Oh man, like it's nothing like the first one." They're always gonna compare it to the first one. But I have seen glowing reviews for Hades 2. Like honestly, to my surprise, I didn't think I'd be seeing 10 out of 10s and 5 out of 5s. I thought it would be, maybe a little an 8 out of 10 for Hades 2, but we still like the first one more. But this it makes me want to hop in and play. I've got a lot that I'm playing right now, so this will probably be something I end up getting on sale at some point just because I just don't have the time to dive into it. But it looks awesome, and it's definitely in my queue to check it out at some point. But yeah, really impressive, and you bring up a good point. If we want to talk about game of the year contenders, I mean, I
Yeah.
think this is obviously in it, right? Along with a few others.
Yeah, so as it stands now, Hades 2 has a 94 on Metacritic, right? That is excellent. Let's bring up some other big indies from this year. Blueprints, 92.
Mhm.
Silk Song, 91. Three very large. I mean, I guess Blueprints was probably more of a sneaky launch, right?
Yeah.
Hades 2 and Silk Song are these anticipated sequels. Blueprints kind of like arguably more impressive, right? That it's gotten the hype that it's gotten. And then also, I mean, if we're going to consider it an indie, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 sitting at a 93.
Yeah,
So, you
definitely.
know, that one is indie adjacent, I would say. It's a bunch of like AAA people that just kind of left AAA to do it. That doesn't mean that it's AAA or one or the other. It's hard to kind of say. That one's kind of in its own realm. But those are four non AAA games that we could easily see get a nod at the Game of the Year or the Game Awards this year
Yeah.
or this upcoming year, which is super impressive because to my knowledge, what else? What in the AAA sphere is going to give these games a run for their money? I mean, I know that Death Stranding 2 is probably going to get a nod, but
Donkey Kong Bonanza might be in
Donkey Kong,
there. You know, I know
yeah. I mean,
people really
Nintendo's
like
probably going to
that.
get a
Yeah,
nod no matter what.
yeah,
But
but
Hades 2, $30.
yeah,
Silk Song, $20. How much is Blueprints? I don't even know.
yeah,
Claire
20
Obscure, I
maybe.
think
Yeah,
$40.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a it's a sign that maybe we did this as a indie game podcast. You
yeah.
know,
It's us.
we're
Yeah,
gonna take all the credit.
yeah. They were just waiting till we hit episode 100, waiting for the triple digits, and then they're like, okay, now is the year. We're actually going to be asked to present the award at the Game Awards.
Oh,
Yeah, people were like, who are these people?
it's news to me.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's pretty wild, to be honest. I mean, there are like I know like Ghost of Yote is supposed to be coming out soon. People really
Hmm.
like that one, and the Ghost of Tsushima sequel or prequel. I don't know exactly what it is, but people seem to be liking that one. At least from the early reviews. And then there's also where was it? I was just looking. A new Silent Hill game coming out
Hmm.
or came out, and Borderlands 4 obviously, but I think like all of these are, they just don't have like the hype even of some of these
Hmm.
indie games, you know, like so that's, I think that's also really something to talk about, is like not only are these indie games scoring really well, but like there is so much hype. I mean, obviously with Silk Song, right? But like there's so much hype around. I saw blueprints everywhere when it came out,
Hmm.
right? A game that I had never even heard of before. Same with like Claire Obscure, right? Like I was like, what is this? So I feel like not only are we getting great indies, but like it's almost like the gaming community right now is really like a majority are starting to like really appreciate these indie games, and maybe that is a direct result of like the AAA prices going up, is that just more and more people are looking at indies as an option, and they're realizing like the gems that are out there, you know, because there's been great indie games before, right, like that just would never really be in that game of the year conversation just because they didn't have the hype or the exposure behind them. You know, we were like, I mean, we love Balatro. Like, I was surprised it was in the game of the year nominees, just because I don't know, it's made by one guy. Like, I know a lot of people really liked it, and obviously, like, I wanted it to win, but I was just like, man, a game of the year, like a Balatro game that like it's like poker, you know, like
Hmm.
it just kind of blew my mind that it even was nominated. But now, yeah, this year I feel like things are, it's almost like the turning of the tides. Like, are we going to start to see, you know, more and more indies involved in these game of the year conversations as the years go on?
Yeah, it's really cool to see, and yeah, I it feels like a fresh step in the right direction. You know, if anything, I like that it's going to expose people to different genres and different art styles specifically, right? I think because like our generation of gamer, and actually like all right, our generation gamer and the younger generation of gamer, right? We came out of the Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, like kind of Xbox Live generation, right? Where it's
Mm-hmm.
like games like that gotta be good, or even like the GTA's, the Red Dead Redemptions, and you know, I guess the Naughty Dog stuff as well. Like those games are all great, no doubt, but like I think the conversation that happens a lot, especially with indie games, and like it was pretty evident with Balatro last year, where like the general gaming public was like, "What, poker card game? Ew." Like
Yeah.
it's like it's not a sprawling epic with 40K graphics, which is like I understand that you have a preference, right? But look at Silk Song, right? A almost like arguably a Souls like um,
Yeah.
Metroidvania, but a Metroidvania nonetheless. You know, it's something that is like a popular enough in the right crowds genre, but it's not something that people are like playing a lot right anymore, and the general public is not playing it as much.
Yeah.
So kind of introducing them to that, and then like this kind of top down ish Hades 2, Balatros of the world. You know, listen, you know, you might see people start playing things like Clover Pit. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's all good. The real question is though, with if let's say this year we see a few indies in the nominees, like not just one, and then we see that trend continue. Do we just abandon at the Game Awards the indie game of the year? Right?
I mean, probably not. But
Yeah,
but it would be very interesting if there ended up being a multi-year trend of whatever won best indie game also won game of the year.
yeah.
Then that conversation, people would be like, okay, well, like, why
Yeah.
do we even have two? But I think obviously, I think there's always going to be like these AAA games that make their way in there, especially like from
Hmm.
Nintendo. But um, yeah, I mean, it's I'm very interested to see what the nominees are going to be for the game of the year, and also honestly for best indie game. I think we kind of have an idea, but like there's we just had Clover Pit come out. Like, is that going to make its way in there? I don't know, um, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. No, it's all crazy. We'll see. We will see. But it was worth talking about. What are some games you've been playing lately?
Yeah, so let's see some games I've been playing lately. One of them is I've been playing a few different like survival games. Started like Abiotic Factor, which is a really popular one. Um, and then playing a little Jump Space, which I know I talked about last week. But I also, more recently, I've been playing Megabonk, which I know maybe that's a game that ends up being in the indie game of the year
Yeah,
conversations.
you never know.
Yeah, but I talked about it a little bit last week, I think, and I had played the demo for Megabonk, and I was like, all right, it's a fun game, but I was like, I don't know if this is like certified fresh juice material. But I've been playing. Let's see, I've got about 4 hours into it right now, and I really think they made some great improvements, especially with like I feel like things unlock quicker now, like new characters and new like items and tomes, things like that. But for those that don't know, it is a let me pull up some gameplay here. But it is essentially, I would say, like a spiritual successor to like Vampire Survivors, where it's like in 3D essentially. And it has
Hmm.
been a ton of fun. Obviously, it's got a lot of silliness to it, but just like the dopamine hits, like you're getting stuff so often in this. And it does also, because it's in that 3D space, provide like an interesting challenge of like you need to be aware of like where exactly you are so you don't get like cornered, like stuck in a corner. I feel like playing like Vampire Survivors, like I never really felt like I got like cornered anywhere. I could always kind of make my way out, but like in this game, it's something you just need to keep an eye on. And then like the different characters you can unlock, like you can unlock like a gorilla. He can just climb up the walls, so you can kind of get out of those situations a lot easier than if you're playing a different character. So it's been really satisfying. I've enjoyed my time. It's been Steam Deck verified as well, so I've been playing on that. Would love if it came to mobile at some point, but yeah, Megabox really been what I've been playing the most of lately, just because it's easy to just pick up and play, especially with the newborn around. You can just pause it, deal with the stuff, and hop back in, keep bonking. Um, but yeah, it's cool, and it's on sale right now on Steam, 15% off. So um, definitely recommend Megabonk if you're into like Vampire Survivors and those kind of games, the Survivor likes. I've even seen people say that this is the best Survivor game since Vampire Survivors, and like
Whoa.
people are like, Vampire Survivors is like it feels like the OG in that space, even though it might not technically be that. I think a lot of people have always kind of compared games that are similar to Vampire Survivors to it. This game, I've seen a lot of people say, okay, this is the next one. This is the one after Vampire Survivors that like people will then compare games like Survivor likes too. Um, yeah, I don't know, but it's been fun. I recommend it, and it's pretty cheap. So, Mega Bonk, check it out. But
Sweet,
yeah,
sweet.
what about you?
Yeah. I haven't started playing Megabonk yet, but lately I'm preparing for its ProQuest season in Flesh and Blood. So I'm trying to give it an honest try to try to qualify for the Pro Tour. It's in Japan next year, so I want to go. That would be really sweet. But other than that, I've been playing a game called Merge Maestro, um, which is like a puzzle merge game, roguelike kind of. It's fun. It's easy to play. It's like really cheap. I'm actually playing it on mobile,
Hmm.
but it's neat. You kind of like are merging numbers together to deal damage to enemies that are popping up at the top. But then like you can upgrade your numbers, right? They can turn into different things, right? So like let's say you like changed your one to a wrench or something like that. And the wrench has a certain thing that happens when it appears or when it merges. So like you do all these like fun little synergies, and it's just got that nice little itchy like puzzle brain thing. It's a
Yeah,
nice little like I got time for a quick run. Let me play this weird stupid game. Yeah, I don't know. I've been liking it. It's neat. It's a neat game. I mean, it's not a whole lot uh to it other than it's more. It's not like Balatro esque where its big numbers go up, but like it feels closer to maybe not Super Auto Pets necessarily. It looks like Super Auto Pets. It might even be by the same people. I don't even know, but um, but no, it's not. It it's just a quick, easy little game to just dick around with. To be honest, I don't
yeah,
know, but like you can do some crazy stuff with the synergies and like you're just trying to find them, and it's pretty fun.
yeah.
So
It just seems so interesting. I'm like, is there like you got seals and avocados and octopus and it's like just all these random I feel like if someone saw me playing this game they'd be like what are you doing in this game, like how does this even work?
yeah,
uh
it's like the merge games. Like
like
Lady
threes.
Fresh plays a lot of them. Like where you kind of are just like merging two different things together,
Yeah,
and
kind of like threes. You ever played threes?
yeah,
Yeah, that's like a popular one with just numbers
yeah. And then
merged
there's like
together.
even she'll play. She used to play one called Merge Magic, which was like just one of those mobile games that like you're just merging things together, doing the puzzle. But
Yeah,
this like is you gotta really think about the different kinds of things and how you want to update your numbers and stuff like that because it's cool. It's
well,
a fun little game.
I just downloaded it. It's on Android, so
Hell yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
That's
try it
I've been
out.
playing on mobile.
I love those merge games, so let's give it a whirl. This one seems
Sweet,
interesting.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I've been playing. It hasn't been a lot of flesh and blood, but I'm excited to play some. I got two tournaments this weekend. But the cool thing is, if I qualify, I don't have to play the other tournaments that I signed up for, so I
There
could
you
just
go.
say, "Hey, I can't do it." But we will see. We have something about EA here, but maybe they don't deserve our airtime.
Yeah, they don't. Not
Yeah,
anymore.
no, no. But we thought it'd be cool to like talk about some upcoming releases and then some cool looking demos that we saw. One that I'm really excited for is Absalom, which I'm hoping that if it comes out, we review it, maybe we play it together because it's a what do you call it? It's a they're calling it a rogue 'em up. So it's like a beat 'em up style, like your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of game, except it's going to be a roguelike kind of thing with this kind of cool co-op going through, And these people that made this game did Streets of Rage, I think. And those are really popular. I haven't really played them. I've watched a decent amount of them, but this game looks like so much fun. I love the art style. It's just classic kind of fantasy tropes, and I'm excited to jump into it because it looks like a lot of fun and some really cool boss battles. And I don't play a lot of these beat 'em up games anymore, but I always loved them as a kid. So like I think a roguelike version of it is going to get me back into this genre. So
Mhm.
this is one that I'm pretty excited about. I think it comes out on the 9th of October.
Yeah, I let's see, is it the 9th? Where's my mouse? There it is. Yes, October 9th. Yeah. So yeah, I never really played like a lot of these like beat 'em up games. They also have a demo on Steam as well. Um but I'd be willing to, I mean, obviously it's a roguelite, so I'd be willing to like check this one out as well. Because it definitely, it seems like there's a good amount of depth to it from what I've seen in like some of the gameplay trailers. And also I just, the character design just seems really cool as well. But yeah, definitely something I'd be willing to check out.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the boss battles that was in like the original trailer was his name was Zorg, son of Gazorg, or Gazorg, son of like just kind of like silly, like like kind of graphic novelty
Yeah.
things going on here that I'm really into. I'm hoping that it's good. From what I know from what this developer, yeah, Gazorg, son of Zorg, um, this developer that this should be an absolute banger. So excited to check that one out.
Hell yeah.
But you also put here Little Nightmares 3 comes out, I think on the same day.
Yeah, so I know there's a kind of dedicated community for Little Nightmares, and I think we talked a little bit about Little Nightmares 2 being on sale during the last Steam sale. A lot of people were saying to pick it up because 3 was coming around, but I've always just loved like the art direction in these games. I mean, like to me, like this trailer just looks like just awesome. It's very dark, obviously like kind of like nightmare sort of themed, but um, it just I don't know. I found I've talked with Maria about this. Like for whatever reason, I found that I like games where like you're like the size of an ant. Like I like listed so many games. I'm like, it takes two and grounded. I'm like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just find that like appealing to be like so small in the world and like you just get this different perspective on everything. But this just seems really interesting. I don't know if it's something we'll cover on the podcast because I've never played the other two Little Nightmares. I don't know if you need to, but just wanted to bring it up as like a kind of a notable upcoming release. And it does have a demo that's available on Steam, and it does come out October 9th as well. And it looks like the pre-order bundle it looks like it'll be like a $40 game, it seems like. And there's a pre-order bundle available, but yeah, just kind of like a little adventure game that seems pretty cool from Supermassive. And it's published by Bandai Namco, so I don't know technically if it's like an indie game, but I feel like people have categorized Little Nightmares as indie before. Um, but yeah, just seemed like a cool little game. And if there's any fans out there, I'm sure you're already aware that Little Nightmares 2 is about to come out, or 3 is about to come out.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick. I never got to play any of these, but I really love the character design, especially with that like plague mask on
Yeah.
that one character. That seems pretty sweet. So yeah, pretty sweet. I'm sure. You know what? Like these co-op games and stuff like that are just like so popular right now. So like, I think that I th- I think this will probably kind of be a home run in that regard because that audience it's always grasping at new ones to play, I think.
Yeah.
So very, very cool. And then on the 15th, we have Ball X Pit, which is Devolver Digital's next big release. This was revealed, I think, during one of the Triple I initiatives. Um,
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
yeah, it's a ball breaker roguelike. So I mean, if all those words sound cool to you. I mean, it looks awesome. I mean, like, I don't know. Devolver rarely misses, in my opinion. So, kind of seeing this one kind of being pushed a little bit, it looks like it's a combination of, just regular ball breaker silliness and fun, but it looks like it might just have a little bit of that kind of survivors like bullet heaven like dopamine as well.
Yeah.
Like this game looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. And it's another example, of like a classic game being turned into like a new experience, like a roguelike, so I'm not, we've seen slot machines, we've seen chess, we've seen poker, and now we're seeing you know, uh brick breaking, so it's something like I used to play on like my iPod mini back in the day, brick breaker. So now I'm definitely interested in like trying this one out. I've always liked like brick breaker kind of games. Even one of them was. Did we play one of them? Oh, it was like Zor Korg or something from like Atari. I don't know if we were playing at PAX, but it was
Oh yeah, we played it at PAX.
yeah,
There was also like
it was like
the
an
Pong, like
yeah, some
what would you
new
even call that? Like
Pong.
adventure
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it was like a Pong adventure game. Yes. So I've always been interested in like that kind of mechanic, but yeah, I mean, it's Devolver. It seems like it'll be pretty cool. So yeah, might have to check this one out on the pod.
Yeah, I think this is probably a good one to check out in the pod. And then also on November 5th, moving out a little bit further, is Cairn. What is Cairn? I hadn't heard of this one. I think you said that you'd been seeing a little bit of it on TikTok.
Yeah, I've been seeing a bit of it. It's kind of like this survival climbing game. I think I've seen there was another game that came out not too long, maybe like a year ago or maybe a little less. That was also a climbing game. I don't know if this is like kind of mountain climbing too. If you're not watching, it's like
Mm-hmm.
more like mountain climbing than kind of maybe a different type of climbing game. But this one just seemed like really beautiful and kind of reminded me of a few of the games we looked at earlier today, like Messenger and like Mars First Logistics, kind of a little bit in the art style, but not as drastic as like the Mars game. But I don't know, these kind of games like always interest me, and this one just seemed like it had a good amount of hype around it on TikTok. And if there's anyone out there that's kind of played um, these kind of climbing games, I'd love to know kind of what you think about them. But there is a demo available on Steam. I'll probably end up checking it out to see, um, you know, what it's like. But apparently, you can climb anywhere in the world, and then you just need to be able to survive, kind of whatever you're sort of climbing. So I'm curious to see like how interesting the climbing is, from moment to moment. Is it like worth
Mm-hmm.
like, kind of going up these huge structures? Like, is it a fun, almost like mini game essentially? But yeah, I don't know, just kind of seemed interesting and was getting a good amount of hype around it.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I don't play a lot of these games. I mean, I guess maybe I played Celeste. That's kind of a climbing game. But this I'm looking at this. I'm like, this kind of reminds me of like, what if Death Stranding was a climbing game?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is, listen, I think there's a definitely a audience for that. So it looks cool. Looks cool. I don't know if it's something that I would get into. It's not really my genre, but it's a beautiful looking game. I will say that. So very cool. Now we thought we'd run through a couple of cool looking demos for stuff coming out. That this is also like just stuff that we like will probably also check out when it comes out. Like some of the stuff is coming out soon and has a demo. But
Mhm.
this one I just saw was announced was Minos, which is just like you are the Minotaur kind of creating a labyrinth, right? Where it's kind of it feels like a weird version of a like a tower defense, except you're also kind of this end boss, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I just downloaded the demo. We don't have a release date, but there was something about it. I was like, this is probably a really cool concept. I want to see how it plays out because sometimes, like, I feel like the tower defense stuff, it really needs to be different, you
Yeah.
know? So, and this one, the concept, I don't know. I'm going to play the demo probably later tonight. It seems really cool to me. So, I don't know. I've always been fascinated with the labyrinth and the Minotaur. So, just kind of seeing that, I was like, well, this is kind of right up my alley. So, I should probably check it out. I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I saw this game as well. Um, 'Cause I saw it was like a maze building roguelike, and it just seems really interesting. It actually reminded me of um like the tabletop or like Boss Monster, like the card game,
Yeah.
right? Where you're kind of like building these dungeons that these people kind of go through, but in this it's like a maze. But yeah, it almost feels like this weird version of a tower defense where um you're not trying to, instead of trying to make it through, or sorry, I guess in tower defense you're not trying to make it through, but yeah, it seems like a twisted kind of tower defense kind of game. But yeah, it seems interesting. I love the art style, love the way it looks. I'm thinking that I think it'll definitely be something I end up trying and playing, but hopefully it doesn't take too long to come out. But yeah, I'll have to download the demo and give it a whirl. But seems cool. Seems cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then you found this one, Dice Legends, that also seems pretty cool.
Yeah, so this one comes out on October 10th, and this is a roguelike deck builder, of course, with RPG elements. And you have to use these unique dice to activate cards, and you unleash lethal combos. So it almost kind of felt like I don't know, a little bit like maybe Slay the Spire kind of a way, like a little bit, but I don't know, just it seemed kind of interesting. Seemed like it had a lot of different gear you could get, different like variations of um, kind of builds you could have. And it says here like you can kind of explore the world as well. But yeah, I don't know. I like the art style. Just kind of another game in this genre that seems sort of interesting. I don't really understand yet like what the like you can see them like dragging dice on like the cards. I don't fully understand like what that means. I imagine it's like pretty important, obviously, with a game with a title named Dice Legends, but I
Yeah.
just don't know what exactly that's doing to the cards, but it interests me enough. I don't know if it's like the damage that you're dealing or certain things happen when you have a certain roll at a certain number. But yeah, it just kind of seemed like an interesting take on this genre where we've seen so many different games.
Yeah, I don't know. It almost seems like it's the cost. Like,
Maybe, yeah.
like I don't know. But then there's like blank ones. So like, I guess it was like deal X damage or whatever. So like, if you rolled like a two, it would deal two damage. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. There's been a lot of dice versions of like a roguelike kind of deck builder. So I don't know if necessarily any of them have been the cream of the crop. So this could be one.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm down to play more roguelikes. So especially like with deck building elements. So that's always fun. And then what is next? Shroom and Gloom. This is a demo that I actually have played. This game is this game is gonna be, I think, awesome. This is a silly first person like Slay the Spire like kind of like deck building roguelike where the art style is so cool. And I every once in a while I watch some of the devs streams on TikTok where they're
Mhm.
like play testing. And I also saw that the the art is all 2D, just stacked and layered, so that you're walking through these dungeons in like you're just passing the 2D like realms. I mean,
Yeah.
I just think that it's well done. It's weird at first doing the first person thing where you're looking down at your cards, but you get used to it, and it's just a really cool looking game. I'm excited for it to hit 1 or not 1. I guess probably 1.0. I doubt it'll go into early access since it's been in like demo mode for so long. But Yeah, really, really cool. I would recommend playing this demo if you're into these kinds of games.
Yeah, I've seen this one, a good amount online, and it's been something I've been wanting to try, just because obviously it just looks amazing. But in terms of like, because you played the demo, right? So I'm just kind of curious, like, is there a purpose of why it's first person? Like, are you just kind of going from encounter to encounter, or like, are there like
Um,
different pathways you can take? Like, is there a reason, I guess, it's in first person from what you've played?
it feels like a stylistic choice.
Okay.
For the most part, it's been like a couple weeks since I played the demo. Um, but like I don't know. It adds a different element of like how you go through the game than like your typical like 2D versions of this kind of stuff. Um, and it's also another one of the games where you have two different kinds of decks. You have your battle deck, and then also when you're kind of traversing, right? You'll
Oh,
have
okay.
like cards that are like this is a key. Like you want keys to open up doors, but if you don't have a key, you can bash open the door, but you'll take damage.
Hmm.
So like there's fun little kind of decisions to make like in between the combat too. So yeah, it's cool. I wonder what the full release is going to be, like how big the scale is going to be for this, but I could see it being like a pretty awesome release. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. And then
Yeah.
sledding game is the last one we have here. What is this?
Yeah. So
I
this
haven't looked at this one yet.
this is a demo that just came out. I've been following this dev. It's a solo dev on TikTok, and he just kind of wanted to build like a little game where you can just create a lobby with friends, and you literally just choose like this cute little character, and you just go sledding. You can build snowballs, throw them at each other. There's a little mini games and such. And he finally got a demo to come out. It's like, it's still pretty rough around the edges, but like I hopped on, I did a little sledding, just kind of a chill game. I feel like this is one of those games that's going to be like when you're watching like a short form video, instead of it being like what is it? What is it? The
Instead
what
of Subway
Yeah,
Surfer
instead of Subway
or
Surfer, it's gonna be sledding game. Like that's what
or
this is gonna
Fall
be.
Guys or something like that.
Exactly. That's like
I mean the little butts on the back of these characters is
yeah.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it just seems really cool. Like it's been awesome to watch his development, based on like player feedback. Like people were like, "Oh, you should like add like VoIP so we can like talk to each other. You should add like little hats and like all these sort of things that like the community has helped this guy put together. And I don't know, it just seems like a silly, fun game. I don't know if it's a game I end up buying, but like the demo was just like silly and chill. There's not really, you do tricks and stuff, so you get kind of points that way. But I don't know if he's planning to add in any other like objectives into the game. But I could see this being popular with like, you know, people younger than us,
Yeah.
where like they just hop on and play some sledding game together. But yeah, I don't know, cute little game, and now they have a demo on Steam. So if you've been watching it, if you've seen this one before, check it out on Steam.
Sounds good. Sounds
Yeah,
good. It looks weird. It looks funny. I mean, you know, with games like Peak, this could be the next Peak,
right.
right? It's got ice, snowy mountains. So there's that, and it's silly. We
Yeah.
like meme games from time to time. Now we have some listener questions before we say goodbye. These are from the Fresh Juice Discord. First two come from Capolo. First question from Capolo is, if you didn't have to make money to survive, what would you do?
If I didn't have to make money to survive, what would I do? Um, I mean, I'd probably be like a streamer. Just boot up, play game. I don't. Well, I don't know. Like, if I didn't have to make money to survive, but like, do I have to make money to get things that I need that aren't for survival,
That's a good question.
then I don't know. I mean, I guess yeah, I do try to be like a content creator because I found that to be pretty fun. Um, but outside, I don't know. I mean, you don't make a lot of money doing it, so I guess that would be my answer.
Yeah,
But what about you?
a podcaster, I
There you
think,
go. Yeah,
or card game player, whatever.
yeah.
Both. Kind of what I do now, except not with a full time job.
There you go.
So, yeah, yeah. And then Capolo also asks, "What is the coolest computer accessory that you have tried? Also, that you own." Also, shout out to Capolo. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I think Capolo is going to be a dad, which is very exciting.
Oh, congrats. Congrats. It's just it's all
Woo.
downhill from now. I'm just kidding. Congrats, Capola. That's awesome. Welcome to the club. Uh yeah, as far as a coolest computer accessory that you've tried, also that I own, I love my Stream Deck. So not the Steam Deck, but the Stream Deck, like the little thing from Elgato, that's like a kind of like a little macro board. You can like I use it to like pause my Spotify and like record stuff and like you can set up little shortcuts. I've really enjoyed that. That's been really useful. I'm trying to think of like another computer accessory that I really do like. I actually just got one that is making it easier for me to record these podcasts, and it's from Anchor, so you might know them from like you can get like portable batteries and like wires and stuff like that. But they have like I think it's called like a KVM switch or something. But basically, I have my microphone and my camera plugged into it, and since I have a dual PC setup, I just press one button now and it switches from one computer to the other for my microphone and my camera. So that makes it a lot easier to like we're recording the podcast on one of my computers right now because it's just easier to do that. But when I stream, I use my other computer just because it's less taxing on like the gaming computer. So now I can just click one button and do it when before I'd have to like go unplug it and replug it back in. It's just like a pain in the ass. So now that's been a more recent one that I found to be really cool. And honestly, I was surprised it even worked because I saw like people online saying, "Oh, you got to get like the expensive ones. Those are the only ones that'll work." Like $300 or $400. I was like, I'm not spending that. I'm gonna just
No.
buy this one on Amazon. And yeah, so that's been cool. I think it's called like a KVM switch, which has been helpful for me. But what about you, Tom?
Um,
Any
I mean, I also have a Stream Deck that I don't use right now, but I was using when I was streaming a little bit more. But honestly, my current audio interface is sick because it's a Scarlett 2i2, right? It's the newest generation of Scarlett. Scarlett makes great audio interfaces. I had one, my first original audio interface, and I got too old and it was starting to crap out on me. So I was like, okay, let me get something new. Maybe I'll try a different brand. I got a Motu, which was nice, but honestly, it kept having an issue with the mics and stuff like that. And I was realizing that it was like an ongoing issue, and nobody really had a lot of fixes, which kind of was disappointing because these things are expensive. So I recently got this Scarlett to kind of get rid of that Motu, and I think it's been working great. So yeah, and it looks cool. I'm looking at it right now as I talk. It's got these cool lights going with my with with my voice.
yeah,
So yeah,
hell yeah,
but
very
yeah.
cool. Huh?
But thanks for the questions, Capolo. We have two mozzarella sticks questions coming up. First one from Bags, who asks, "What place has the best mozzarella sticks?"
Oh man, I mean, I don't have them a lot these days, but there was I don't remember the name of the place, but there was like I was in Durham, North Carolina, I think. I was somewhere near Duke University, and there was like a little like sandwich place that I guess like the college kids go to. They had these they had, like homemade mozzarella sticks. You're not getting the frozen ones that you get at your like local pizza place. Like these were like homemade, amazing, delicious mozzarella sticks. That place always sticks out of my mind. I don't remember the name of it, but if you're near Duke University, it's like a popular place there because I just like when we were there, I just Googled that, and that was like one that like popped up a lot. But that was a good one. I mean, if we're just I'm trying to choose a place that like people listening can go to typically. Um, I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Tom? You got? I mean, like I've had like Cheesecake Factory's got like the triangles or the I don't know. They're fine, you know. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't. Um, let me. I so the only ones I can really remember eating, like specifically, is Applebee's mozzarella sticks,
Oh
which is
man,
just run of the mill, frozen, probably microwaved or whatever, just throw in
yeah,
the fryer. I know Chili's is pretty popular. They got those square ones. Now they got the ones with the
Nashville,
Nashville hot.
yeah.
Olive Garden, I think, has decent ones. It's got a little bit more of a Mediterranean zest to them. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I'm just gonna go Applebee's because it's just in my mind. I can taste them still
Yeah.
because I've gotten them a lot in my life. So,
Yeah, I mean, like
but
going there for half price apps and they give you like a plate of 20 mozzarella sticks, you're just like
yeah,
destroying your system and it's worth it,
yeah,
you know? I
yeah.
mean, cheap
Half
enough.
price.
Yeah, half
Yeah.
price. You know, for the longest time, I went to Hula Hands a long time
Okay.
ago.
This is your first mistake.
And well, back I had amazing mozzarella sticks there. Like this was probably like 10 years ago. And I had
Mm-hmm.
never that was the only time I'd ever been there and I was like, wow, those are really good. So I in my mind I had this like, oh, Hula Hands is like a upscale like like kind of Applebee's, Chili's kind of place that just has really good mozzarella sticks. So not long, a few months ago, I don't know, I was with Maria and we were doing something and we had to get lunch and there was like a Hula Hands right there. I was like, you want to just go there? So we went in there. I got mozzarella sticks and I was just like, this was a terrible experience. Like everything, I was like, this place is just like it's like a it's like a Chili's or an Applebee's.
Yeah.
But it just yeah, it was yes, that was a mistake. So now for 10 years I lied to myself thinking that they had great mozzarella sticks when it was just probably just I was just there on a really good day and I was really hungry or something. But
Well,
anyway,
chain restaurants have gone downhill in the past 10 years also. So
true,
Houlihan's probably maybe at one point was good.
true.
But the next mozzarella stick themed question comes from Arcarp, who asks F Mary Kill, mozzarella sticks, grilled cheese, mac and cheese.
All right, here's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna fuck mac and cheese. I love
Oh, interesting.
I love mac and cheese, and I just feel it would feel the best fucking it. No, but I
Jesus Christ.
I'll marry mozzarella sticks and I'll kill grilled cheese. Yeah, and
Whoa.
it's only because like listen, I love all three of those things, but I just love mac and cheese and I've been deprived of mozzarella sticks. At least I could marry mozzarella sticks, you know. And like I don't know. I just grilled cheese is good. I've had some really good grilled cheeses, but I think I would choose a really good mozzarella stick dish or a really good mac and cheese dish over a grilled cheese, like a really good grilled cheese dish, personally. You know, I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule, but that's where I'm going with it.
We do not share a single answer in this one.
Okay.
Um, I'm killing mac and cheese.
Oh my God. How
I
could
am
you?
killing mac and cheese,
Oh
right?
no.
Mac and cheese, I'm never like losing my mind over mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese, but I'm never like, oh man, it's like I'm never like craving it, right?
Mm,
Pasta in general, I'm not really craving a lot. So mac and cheese, I'm killing. Sorry to say, there's some great mac and cheese out there. I am fucking mozzarella sticks because it's not like an everyday thing, right?
okay.
It's like a oh like I got drunk tonight and and I'm want to eat something before bed and regret it in the morning.
Yeah.
Mozzarella sticks is my answer there. It's like fun. It's exciting. It's like, but you don't want it every day. I don't think, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then grilled cheese is my marriage, right? Because first of all, I'm not like a PB and J guy. Grilled cheese is closer to what my PB and J would be, right? In
Mm.
terms of like your everyday easy no frills sandwich,
Mm.
right? Like, oh man, like if you're on the struggle bus, like you know what, I got some cheese, I got some bread, I'll just make a quick grilled cheese and that's my sandwich. So like it's marriage, right? I was actually talking to R Carp about this when this question was posed last night, and I said, you know, it's not always exciting, but it's dependable. And
Yeah,
sometimes
sure.
you can then sometimes you can spice it up, right? You know, it's like throw a piece of bacon in there or like a tomato or something like that. I just named the two things you would not do. Like
Yes.
jalapenos or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Also, noticeably, I also mentioned this. All three of these things can be paired with a tomato-based sauce
Mm.
slash soup slash condiment. You know, I love grilled cheese tomato soup. That's a
Oh, yeah.
banging combo. Mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce, banging combo. And whatever, mac and cheese and ketchup for some weird people out there, which I did eat when I was a kid, no doubt. I just think it's sorry, mac and cheese, you're done.
You son of a bitch.
But
Now, would you put mac and cheese and mozzarella sticks on a grilled cheese and have that?
no, 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 no. That's okay. Also, I have beef with mac and cheese because
You
these.
eat beef with mac and cheese?
No, I don't. Not anymore. But I have beef because, like, well, not with mac and cheese, with like these kind of new age culinary, like gross fat sandwich people. It's like we got to put mac and cheese on everything. I don't think so.
No.
It should
Yeah.
be by itself. I think. You know.
Yeah. I don't want it
But
on a burger, you know? I don't even want pasta on my
no,
pizza. Don't put
no,
pasta on a
no.
pizza. It's too much.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit much. But thanks for the question, Arcarp. And finally, K Moore asks, "Do you think you could win? Are you smarter than a fifth grader?"
No,
No, me neither.
I don't think so. There's every time I see that sort of stuff, there's always a question where I'm like, I would have no idea how to answer that. There's no way I learned that in
No,
fifth grade, you know.
no way.
So no, I don't think so.
It would be fun to chat with Jex Foxworthy, Jeff Foxworthy. Just see, I just want his opinions on some stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
Am I a redneck?
Yeah. Well, you
I
know
might
you're a
be.
redneck when you're killing mac and cheese.
But anyway, next week we got Catanaut, gracefully provided keys from us by the dev. Thanks to Capolo and the dev for that. We will be talking about that game. And then we got to go to the rec room where we recommend something that perhaps isn't an indie game. And what I'm recommending is Martyr by Kava Akbar. It is the 12th book I read this year. I set out my New Year's resolution to read a book a month, and I've hit my goal. So very cool. The last book I read was this book, came out in 2024. Very good, interesting writing style, kind of a fragmented narrative about this recovering addict who's kind of become obsessed with death and dying with meaning,
Mm-hmm.
and it coincides with him being an Iranian immigrant. So, kind of this like, what, like all these like weird things happen in his life that he's like, is this just, am I going to die and not have it mean anything? So he kind of sets out and goes to a art like exhibit, which is a woman who is dying of cancer, and she's just living in the museum while she's dying and talking to people when they come in. So he goes and talks to her, and it's kind of about his conversations with her
Hmm.
and kind of the perspective he gains. So Yeah, really interesting book. It's not necessarily the most uplifting, but it was a good read. I felt like so. At first, I wasn't sold on it. It was like one of those books. Like I was like first couple chapters in, I'm like, am I gonna like this? And then I ended up. It really stuck the landing for me.
Yeah. And now you're done for the year, right? 12 books. That's it.
I just
Just
started another one
coast.
today.
What are you doing? You got to
I
wait.
don't. I want to see how many I can get
Overachiever.
done. Yeah,
You're what?
I'm gonna see how many I can finish. I
Okay.
think we'll see.
All right. Yeah. You should do
But
like stretch goals for yourself. Be like, if I
stretch.
finish 20 books by the end of the year, I get I get to have whatever grilled cheese I want.
I win a PS5
Yeah. From my own
from
bank
me,
account.
from my own bank
I
account. Oh my
get it.
god.
Yeah. Um yeah, for my rec room, I'm actually recommending a website because
Hmm.
this is a website, GG.Deals. That's what it's called. I visited them a long time ago, but I always used to use for game deals, isthereanydeal.com. And honestly, they updated their website like, I don't know, a year or so ago, and it's always been a lot slower ever since they updated it. So I don't know. A few days ago, I was trying to see, I was like, is there any deal that do they have like a mobile app? They don't have a mobile app. So I came across like GG.Deals. And what's awesome about this site is that they're working currently on a mobile app, but you can actually like install, like if you open up this app in your browser on your phone, you can like install it as an app on your phone. It's kind of just like a little web app, which is
Oh,
really
cool.
cool. But what I like specifically about this that the other deal site I use didn't have is you can filter the deals by like the tags the game has. So if I want to just look at like, okay, what survival games are on sale right now that I want to pick up, or what Steam Deck verified games are on sale, let's see the historical lows of these games. I actually picked up a game that apparently it has overwhelmingly positive reviews. It's called Levelhead, I believe. It is essentially Mario Maker for PC. It was like 70 cents and it works on the Steam Deck and people love it. So I was like, I'm going to just
Oh
pick
my
this
god.
up. And I wouldn't have found out about it if it wasn't for this site where I was able to like set my own filters. You can even set up, like, if you have an account, you can set up alerts for like certain games, and it'll obviously alert you if it's on sale. So I just been visiting this one more and more and I've been liking it more and more. So if you're out there looking for like a site to kind of keep track of like, um, not only Steam, games that are on sale on Steam, but it's got the Epic Store. You can even have it like look at like key shops as well, which I know some people find a little shady. You can turn that off if you want to, which I usually do. But there's like so many sites out there that like sell game keys, things like that, that this site all takes a look at. So yeah, I mean, another a survival game that's on sale right now is Icarus, which is normally I think like 35 bucks. It's on sale for 7, which is a historical low. I found out about that, had a few friends pick it up. So it's been great for like figuring out, what games are on sale and then being able to filter those down to see exactly, the genre you want to see. Spider Heck, for example, went on
Hmm.
sale an hour ago. It's only $4.58, historical low. There you
Whoa.
go, Spider Heck. So, yeah, check it out. The King is Watching, also on sale, 33% off right now, historical low.
Yeah, I bought it today.
Boom. Tales of the Shire, historical low right now. I mean, it just keeps coming, just keeps coming. So
It sure does.
it's a cool site. GD.Deals. Check it out.
Yes, sir. And that's going to do it for today. Thanks everybody for listening. I have been Tommy Fresh. You can find me at Blue Sky at Fresh Buds Pod and all socials. I have a podcast called Fresh and Buds. Talk about a really cool game called Flesh and Blood, which I've talked about on the show before. Check it out. This week we have AgroBlaze96 coming on the show. He is a Flesh and Blood streamer, one of the best in the biz. Just got the creator grant too, which is very cool. One of the four of the five that deserved it. And but he seems like a good dude. I'm excited to talk to him, And you can find us on socials at Fresh Juice Pod. Where can people find you, Matt?
Find me at Matty Gorm, GRM, on all the socials. Put up a few YouTube shorts recently, TikToks and things like that. So starting to get a little bit more active. So feel free to go on and support over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's been another juicy episode.
Yes.
See you next week.
See you.